Hello, friend. I'm David Roy Newby. I'm the author of the book Beyond Billions and also the founder of LegacyBuilders.co. I'm here today to talk to you about my new book and a little bit about me and how this book came to be. I'm 43 years old. I have no dad on my birth certificate, and my stepdad that I grew up with until I was age 7 told me when I was 6.5 that he would not adopt me. And that was very devastating for me. So I really operated through most of my life with a spirit of rejection. And uh, got married, went into business in my 20s, and went from being on welfare after my mom and my stepdad got divorced to being semi-retired at age 32 with 7 passive income streams. I published my first book, bought my son a Lamborghini Diablo, and then a couple of years later lost $500,000 in 6 months during the 2008 real estate meltdown. So after that experience, I really started to look at and question, why did I take such big risks in business? I took some unnecessary risks during those periods, and I realized that most of what had driven me to be successful in business was a desire to prove my worth to my father, who's not on my birth certificate, and my stepdad, who rejected me. And so in studying other successful entrepreneurs, I noticed that it's a very common theme. Number one, a desire to prove your worth to others. And number two, amongst the children of very successful entrepreneurs, there's very much so like an orphan spirit, the spirit of rejection that I had as a young man, and all the way until I was age 37, actually. So these last 6 years, I've really been able to come out of that, recognize patterns that I was repeating that weren't healthy, and operate in a much more stable and peaceful state in how I do things in my business and how I interact with my wife and how I interact with my kids. So I want to encourage you to read the book. In the book, I share with you a couple of really powerful concepts. Number one, it's a concept called financial success failure, which means actually the more financially successful your family becomes, the greater the likelihood is that your family will fail long term. I know that sounds counterintuitive, but I go into it very deeply, why that is and how you can avoid that scenario for your families. Also, if you're following traditional estate planning, there's a 90% likelihood that your children will waste all of the money that you've built. Literally everything you sacrificed your whole life to achieve, your family will lose. And so you need to go from estate planning to legacy planning. And the book shows you how to, with 4 easy steps, make a very intentional legacy plan to create multi-generational success for you and your family. Lastly, the book talks about, as the subtitle talks about, how to model King Solomon in all that you do. If you study modern day billionaires, and maybe you are a billionaire, then you realize that there's a high level of wisdom and a high level activity and excellence that you have to operate at. King Solomon actually had over $1.5 trillion in today's money from his business ventures, not from taxing his people or for conquering other countries around Israel. And so I want to encourage you, the book shows you to read the book because the book shows you how to apply King Solomon's wisdom in order to take the next level, go to that next level of success in your endeavors, not only with your business, but also for your family and your charitable giving. So I thank you for your time. I look forward to your feedback on the book. God bless you, and I'll talk to you soon.